Hello to those of you just joining me. It's Monday, May 18th. It is 4 p.m. Eastern, and I am starting another Instagram Live. I did not schedule them all out for this week in advance because my schedule is getting a little less predictable with needing to go to work. But I wanted to do a few as I could pop in. So today I wanted to do another item from the Finisher Frog basket. I've been meaning to go through this basket for a long time, and it's been very motivating to go through there and make some decisions on projects. The past two Finisher Frog basket videos that I've done, I went ahead and put on YouTube, on the Kino YouTube channel. So if you missed those, you can go to the link in my profile after this is done and check those out. But spoiler alert, they were both frogs. So I had a Norwegian glove with one finger and not four other ones. And I frogged that. And I had a sweater almost done that I also frogged. So watch those videos if you want my reasons. But since I had two frogs in a row, those were both randomly chosen. Like I reached in the basket and just pulled out something. Since those were both two frogs in a row, I figure I want something that I think I'm gonna finish, and so I didn't do it randomly this time. I pulled a project. So what this is the Karin Tote Bag. It is a Knit Picks design, and this was ordered a million years ago when I just got this paper copy. This is the only copy of the pattern I have, so if I lose it, I'm toast, or I would have to purchase it again. But at the time, Knit Picks did not put its patterns through Ravelry. So I'm looking to see if there's a date on this. I did go ahead and pull up my project page in Ravelry, and I originally cast this on in May 2010, and I think it's been hibernating since then. So it was in a Ziploc bag, so I'm going to pull this out. And I think I remember what stalled me on this. So first of all, I used the yarn in the pattern called for. It's Wool of the Andes Bulky. And it called for 4 skeins of Wallaby, which is a dark gray, and 1 skein of Coal, which is black. Hi to everyone who's joining. So if you look at this, it's got Wallaby for the front and back panel, and then it's got the Coal. I don't know if you can see it, but it's black around these edges. I do remember that I screwed that up. I didn't read that part, and so my whole thing was gray. I ended up using the gray for the bottoms and sides. If you look here on the back, there is a schematic, so you can see that this was all supposed to, I know this is backwards for you, but you get the idea. This part was all supposed to be black, and then this part was supposed to be gray, and then this button band gray. So I have my sort of cross-shaped thing here in all gray. It looks like I knit the bottom first, which is this middle part, and then picked up and knit the each of the panels. So front panel, back panel are identical, and then the side panels are identical. I think I noticed at some point, I think it was that I didn't do the bottom in black, and so I just kind of kept going. And it turns out I had plenty of gray yarn, plenty, so I didn't need that Coal. And now I'm trying to think of what I did with it. I have no idea. Something to look up later. But these pieces of the bag are all done. And so what was left was the button flap. So I have not knit the button flap, which is this piece that comes over the top. On the back it looks like this. I did, however, knit the handle. This is sort of a one over the shoulder tote bag. And this is just a big long strip of ribbing. And I'll tell you why this project stalled, because I needed interfacing to put in here so that it would stretch some, but not get like completely stretched out. And I didn't have interfacing. This was in May 2010. It's now 2020. I have interfacing. I've had interfacing at various points. I almost always now have interfacing, and I just didn't have any at the time, and that's why it stalled. So what I would need to do is cut a strip of interfacing and put it in this, sew on the button flap, and then, oh no, look at that, button flap done too. That's even better. So button flap is done, all the knitting is done. It really is just sewing up, and I for want of interfacing, this didn't get done in 2010. Another modification I think I would make would be I would line this with fabric. I would just make like a little fabric rectangular prism. Is that the right word? It's not a cube, but I would make a little fabric thing, and I would sort of hand whip stitch it in, because given that this is knitted, if you put anything heavy in this bag, it's gonna stretch and sag. But if you line it with woven fabric, that shouldn't happen. That also means that I shouldn't need to like weave in quite all of these ends. They could just be hidden in the lining. So this is going to be a finish. Now the thing is, I think I initially intended this for me. My tastes have changed. It's been 10 years. I'm a grown-up. I use grown-up purses. So I'm not sure what I would do with this, but it would probably go into my gift bin. I have a niece who might like to use it or something, but this is going to be a finish. And like I said, I pulled it out of the basket, not at random this time, because I've had 2 frogs in a row and I wanted to finish. So yeah, this really just needs some interfacing. It needs some fabric, and Cindy Tales of Yarn has just said it would make a cute project bag. Yes, maybe that's what happens with it. That would be smarter. But I just need to seam it up, and it will be done. So this is the Karin Tote, Karin spelled Karin. It is by Nina Isaacson, and it was, which that doesn't say that anywhere on here, but it says by Knit Picks Design Team, but it is a Knit Picks pattern. Let me just click on the pattern page in Ravelry. It was published in October 2009. I cast it on in May of 2010, and the pattern's not currently available. So sorry if I got you all spun up over nothing. 72 projects in Knit Picks. 72 projects in Ravelry. And it looks like it's something that Knit Picks probably doesn't carry anymore. So anyway, I'll get it done. I don't know when, but my inclination is sooner rather than later, because it's been 10 years. Why delay any longer? But that is my finisher frog for today. So thank y'all for joining me. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this week's a little scattered, so I'm not declaring the whole week of Instagram lives in advance. I'm just going to be declaring them day of as I can do them. This one's going to go into my Instagram stories for 24 hours. I think Instagram made a change last week where some things are going into IGTV, so that's new for me. Every time I hit finish or end on one of these videos, I'm presented with different options, it feels like, so who knows what'll happen, but I'll try to save it off. It'll be some combo of in my stories for 24 hours, on the Kino Knits YouTube channel, or just on Instagram TV here on Instagram. So it'll be like a scavenger hunt. It'll be fun for all of us. Thank y'all for joining me. I really, really appreciate it, and I will talk to y'all another day soon. Bye.